Here are some notes on nuclear notation. A couple things to recognize the notation is that at the very top, this is our mass number. At the bottom, we have the atomic number. This is also that number of protons. Now just a hint, on the periodic table, you may not be given this bottom number, and the notation could look as this. We have 37 and then the chlorine. The reason is the periodic table is available and you can find this information on the table. Now in the next two examples, we have one more number that's very important. This is the charge. And this is the difference between nuclear notation and hyphen notation. Nuclear has a place for the charge. When we have a charged particle, we're going to call it an ion. And when there is no charge, this is our atom. So, two names that we also need to remember when we have an ion is we can have a negative ion, which is an anion, or a negative ion. And then we have what's called a cation. For a cation, remember a positive sign's a plus, very similar to the T in the middle of the name. Now the charge is based on the protons and an electron balance. So if there is no charge, that means that protons and electron are equal. If there is a positive charge, that means we have a loss of electrons, and so there will be more protons than electrons. No protons cannot change, only electrons can to give us the charge. If it is negative, we have a gaining of electrons. So therefore, we will have more electrons than protons. Again, protons can't change, only electrons can for the charge. For this example for nuclear notation, this time we're going to use what's called an anion, or a negative ion. So taking a look on our table, we've got our 15 atomic number, has not changed as far as how to find it. Go to the table, 15 goes right here. This is also our number of protons. So proton number, atomic number, they are the same thing. When we take a look on the table, we also find 30.97 is the average atomic mass. Don't forget we need gram per mole as our unit. For mass number, it is located right up here for the nuclear notation. So 32 is our mass number. This will help us find our neutrons, because mass number minus your proton equals our neutrons. 32 minus 15 will give us 17. For the charge, this one's different this time, where we have a negative 3. So this location over here will give us our charge. When we go to find the electrons, we need to adjust a little bit. When we have a negative charge, that means there are more electrons than protons. Specifically, 3 more. So 3 more than 15 would be 18. Another way to find it is your proton minus your electron will give you that charge. So we can put 15 minus x is negative 3. For Lewis dot drawing, this one becomes a little easier for nuclear notation of an anion. For here, you're going to take the symbol. Because it's more electrons, that means it has gained electrons, which means it's now going to fill every spot, left, right, top, bottom, with 2 electrons. To show it is a charged particle and different from just the atom, we use brackets, and then you place that 3 negative up in the corner. For valence electrons, how many dots did we draw? We drew 8, so there are 8 valence electrons.